I'm going to be guest starring on Allie's channel, and we're going to talk about if high school prepares you for the outside life or if it doesn't. So.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like,
I remember taking in high school were all similar to what is taught today, except for like SLC classes here today. The three classes I remember that were most useful were my computers and typing class, my driver's ed class, and I did take an econ class, and my teacher didn't focus on the book, but focused on teaching us stuff that were valuable today.
I think the most practical class in high school that I took was, actually, it wasn't even a class. It was just being involved with the drama productions. It just gave me a chance to really feel what responsibility was, and having accountability to my friends. That was the biggest thing, is like, if I didn't do my job, then I was going to be letting my friends down who were involved with the show. And I think that was the most like real world experience.
And the reason being is he was a former soldier, and he remembers not learning things that would be helpful when he got out of the military. I do, simply because the entire system is weighted on a GPA scale, and people that necessarily sometimes have the 4.0s don't know everything.
So I think it unfortunately and fortunately kind of depends on the teacher that you get. I know a lot of times there's a lot of pressure. I mean, now that I can see it as from the teacher's perspective, to get the material across so that way the students can pass what they need to get done.
And sometimes they think they do, or that they can write well, or just fill in X, Y, Z. It's just they might know how to work the system better, or how to play the education game better than others do.
But I mean, in the light of eternity, like, the teaching part is way more important than that. And just being able to connect, like, why you have to learn algebra, why you have to learn geometry to the real world. And like, it's hard for teachers to explain that, which makes it even harder for a student to grasp that concept.
I don't think so. I was like kind of a jokester, kind of a little bit. And however, I did feel that sometimes teachers wouldn't answer a question because it was a dumb question, and if I really had that question, I wouldn't waste your time to ask you. So I feel sometimes I didn't ask the question because teachers thought it could be a dumb question, maybe not inappropriate, but like, really, that's your question, type of thing.
Let me know when I'm rolling. Okay.
Okay, so yes, there were a lot of times where we felt that we couldn't ask questions because they were deemed inappropriate by the school. We had one teacher, though, that my psychology teacher senior year, my AP Psych teacher, he had his question box that he left up in front of the class with a stack of note cards, and we were able to ask whatever question we wanted anonymously. He'd present all of the questions to the class, and he'd pick the top three. We would get to vote on which three we wanted to discuss, and we would do philosophical chairs and have a discussion about that question, and that was like really cool.
Because a lot of students here, I know parents can't afford the private lessons, so students are driving illegally, and I would rather pay a little more in taxes than have somebody driving illegally that doesn't know the rules.
Okay, yes, math classes should include a section on taxes and mortgage, and even more so, almost like an intro to business class that I didn't take until college, which was like balancing the books, doing a balance sheet, doing all of the financial paperwork necessary to run a business. The other math classes are such logic-based ideas, and they force you to think in a certain way, which everyone needs, but those are like really, really practical math skills that I wish I had gotten in high school.
So I've learned that it really just depends. Like, I learned that it really just depends on your experience in high school. Like, for the first person, Mr. Enriquez, who talked about it, he had someone to help him for outside life, and he had someone tell him this is how it is. And the same thing for Mr. Smith. It really just depends on your experience in high school. You can't base your experiences on others because we're all different. So.
Oh my gosh, what's the word for it?
I had while I was in high school. Other than that, I think the only other class that I had that was really good was my
Are you zooming in on my face?
No.
Yeah, I felt
Their phones up.
Fucking Caesar!
Only you can let it